How's it going, everybody? You're watching Blue Collar. Damien here. Now, we just ended, I think, part 6, and we are having some fuel problems with the carburetor again. Now, I know what you're thinking. Haven't you fixed this before? Of course. With this old stuff, every time you put old stuff, new fuel, there's always something in it. So, I picked up a new fuel filter, which I got right here. I'm going to show you guys the part number and stuff for it. I just picked it up at Advance. It was nothing crazy. Helicopter flying. What are you doing? Way up there. Anyways, we're going to put this fuel filter on. And I'm going to have to feed the dogs. But next, I'm going to go up to the shop because I took that needle and seat off yesterday. And I put it in my parts washer overnight. Now, not the needle, just the seat and the metal fuel line and everything. So I put it in there to soak, and I'm going to use some brush to stick down in there and scrub all that stuff out of it. So hopefully it would stop gumming up the needle and seat, because that is just really causing a problem with the fuel. It's not letting fuel in there, or it lets too much in there. Yesterday when I was messing with it, it kept pouring fuel out of the top of this carb here, just spewing everywhere, and it got all over the whole intake. It was ridiculous. So what we're gonna get to today, I already told you my plan is, hopefully once I get this dialed in right, it should be good to go. But we already know how we do it. All right, I say I got a plan, it doesn't ever happen. I do all sorts of different things. I'll change my mind halfway through it. We'll get to it. Anyways, let me turn this around. I'm gonna get to putting this fuel filter on here, and we'll head up to the shop. I'll sneak a video of the dogs in there, let y'all see the dogs. I love those things. Anyways, I'll see you guys in a second. All right, here we are. Fuel filter complete, almost. Basically, 2 clamps each side. Pull the hose apart. Put your filter in there. Watch this flow right here. It's going this direction. So you got pump, filter, carburetor, right? Plug it back in, cinch it up. Now you can have different ones like these. Come on, focus. You can have different ones like these, or you can have the clamp style right there. Doesn't matter. They're relatively simple. Here is the part number. Yep. For the advanced fuel filter, this was about $5.80 something cents. The old fuel filter, as nasty as it is, looks completely different than the new one. It is just so dirty, old, etc., etc. Anyways, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to the shop. I got a little pipe cleaner here. It's nothing fancy, but it'll do the job. I'm going to take it and put it inside that pipe that goes in there. Clean all that crud out of there. That's hopefully either been eaten off or close to it, because it's been sitting in my parts washer up there for a day now. Alright, here we are up at the shop. Now I let these things sit in there for a long time. So hopefully all this stuff will be ate out of there. We'll have to see when we clean it. You can see a lot of that junk just around. Anyways, they say you're supposed to do this with gloves. I'll just pretend I didn't touch it. Anyways, bring it over here and get this pipe cleaner set up. All I'm going to do is take this pipe cleaner, stick it through that in here, best I can. Now in here, this has bristles and like the regular pipe cleaner stuff that just picks it up. So you're going to have like a scrubber and something to pick it up. I'm going to get back from doing this. We'll be at the truck at that point, and I'll put all this stuff back together where it needs to be and see what happens there. Alright, here we are back at the truck. Now, I just got back from cleaning these. Like I said, stuck the bristle through there and here. And they look pretty good now. This stuff did look a whole lot more dirty than this here. Looks a lot cleaner now. This is still kind of rusty, but a lot of that exterior stuff came off. Anyways, what I wanted to tell you is if you were to clean this stuff, you can clean this and all the carb you want, but this little guy right here, don't drown it in brake clean and stuff, because you can see that tip right there is rubber. See it moving around? If you leave that in some sort of brake clean or parts cleaner or anything, it'll eat that rubber up, make it either bigger or smaller or whatever it'll do, and it could significantly mess up what it's supposed to be doing. But I'm gonna get this put back on there and see if it'll do its job like it's supposed to again. Hopefully this new fuel filter and everything, you see it's already catching some stuff in there. Hopefully it'll do a really good job compared to the old one, and the needle and seat will work properly. Two things will happen if it'll fail. One, I won't get any fuel. Two, like yesterday, it'll start pouring fuel out of here and all throughout everywhere else, through the sides and everything. But that shouldn't be much of a problem now, hopefully. All this stuff looks relatively clean in here. It's not any crazy dirt everywhere. You can see in here there's a little bit, but nothing crazy. So hopefully it'll just burn through. I've been running a fuel mixture of like 87, 85, just regular pump gas, and then some of this Berryman's B12. It helps to, you know, burn all the old crap out of it. All the stuff in these fuel pumps and the lines and stuff, it'll help kind of dissolve it and move it throughout instead of just big chunks and stuff coming in and messing up everything. Anyways, I'm going to put this on here real quick. This needle will set in the seat just like so, and it should move freely like this. See how that moves just up and down? It should not ever just stick in there, and that's what it's been doing. So it looks like it's going to operate properly. Don't forget this little O-ring here. Around here you're going to have a pretty good significant fuel leak. I think that's about it for what I have going on here. I'm going to go ahead and put this on here like I said, and see what happens. Give me just 1 second and we'll turn it over. Just so you guys know, I probably told you this before a million times, but this outer part here is a half for mine, and the inside is a 9/16. So yours could be different. All carburetors have, you know, there's a million of them. They all do the same thing, but there's a lot of different parts and stuff out there. Anyways, for this one specifically, it's a 9/16 to a half, and all it does is snug this pipe tight. So that's all I think I wanted to say for now. I'll probably remember something in a minute, but we'll get to that once we put this fuel line back on here. Okay, so just so you guys know, I can't really recreate this, but when I hooked that line up and uncrimped it, it immediately filled the bowl. You can hear it. You can see that this actually has more fuel in it than it did before. And when I come over here and I use the throttle, fuel shoots. So the needle and seat should be working properly. It filled up immediately and then shut down. It's not leaking in these problem areas here, here, or here, and it's not leaking internally. Oh, look at that. I spoke too soon. See how it's leaking right there? And see how it's leaking on the top? Alright, so now we're going to have to take this off again. Be right back. So this is the same thing that it did yesterday. Flooding real bad. It comes out of the top, comes outside, and it'll pour down in the top. So needle and seat stuck open again, and I think I'm going to try messing with the float. We'll see. Okay, so I took the top of the carb off. We've seen this 1,000 times. Now, what I want you to realize, I know it's a bit dirty, but I moved this float up. It's supposed to be completely just level, right? And when you see how you hit that, it's supposed to open. naturally you'd think that it's stuck again. What I think's going on is maybe the float's getting gummed up in here, and that's it, but now it's free. So maybe that could be cause of the problem. The float's getting gummed up a bit and doesn't want to move. Because when I took it off, it didn't really want to operate properly, and I think that could be what it is. But you can put air into this. Now, I just blew into it with my mouth, and I know that's really not how you're supposed to do it, but that's how I did it. And with the float being the way that it is, it will not allow air to pass. But if you push the float down and blow into it, it moves and operates properly, and you'll blow air into here, and you can see it because it makes bubbles and stuff. So it's not stuck anymore. So if I hooked this up, it should rise and shut off. Now what I'm going to do is hook the line up the way that it's supposed to be and see if this bowl overflows. So I'll be right back. I'm going to hook this line up, turn the camera on, and see what's going to happen. Alright, fuel line's hooked up. Now, see how the bowl, nothing's going on in there, right? When I touch this bowl, I want you to watch right there, okay? You're going to see some stuff happening. You're going to see the fuel level rise, and it's going to operate properly. You ready? See? Instant flow of fuel. So now I know that it will work. I just have to put it back on there. And mostly what the problem was the needle and seat and the float bowl, not the bowl, I'm sorry, the float sticking, because there's that little hinge pretty much that it just rides back and forth like this on, and it probably got something in between it, some nasty or whatever, and it gummed it up. So I'm going to put this stuff back on, and I'm going to get to starting the truck finally, and hopefully it should run fine. We'll see how it is. Okay, it leaked a little bit here and a little bit there. When I was putting the top back on it, there was a piece inside in between the accelerator pump here and back a little bit further back. It was hitting the bowl and pushing it down enough to bring some fuel out, so I'm not too worried about it. I'm going to try to start it. I'm not going to let it run too much because of the fuel on top. I don't want anything to combust. That would be really unfortunate. But I want to see if it'll operate properly. So I'm going to try to start it, and then I'm going to give it a few hours to, you know, dissipate some of that fuel off there. Let's see what it'll do right now, though. Alright, it's flooded beyond dear Jesus, so just key. Hopefully it'll stay running. Hasn't done that before. Well, we now know that it was a fuel problem. Oh, look at that. A praying mantis. I know this has nothing to do with the truck right now, but look at it. Anyways. So it's a fuel problem. Now something's going on with timing, spark probably. Probably spark if I'd have to say. Anyways, I'm going to let this sit for a while. I got to charge my phone. I'll probably be right back at it in the morning, if not in a few hours. So get right back at it. Do let me know. Alright, let me know if it's a good idea to either put out a little longer videos. Is 20-30 minutes like a good thing? Or do you guys like shorts? Maybe just, I don't know, 10 minutes. Do a little something here and there and just put them out real quick. I personally like the 30-minute thing, but I kind of want to see what you guys, would like to see. and maybe make it a little bit better for y'all. I'm not really sure, but hopefully we can do a little bit of spark plug stuff, maybe fine tune a little bit here and there, and have this thing going. It looks like this hasn't caught up too much, so that fuel looks relatively clean. I think it was just that bolt that was giving us problems. Anyways, I'm gonna get off here. Thank you guys, and we'll pick this up in the morning or in a few hours whenever this fuel is done being, you know, fuel everywhere. Thanks. All right, here's the deal. This truck back here, she's a good one. I got it to start and run for a while. I have to feather the fuel. There's some sort of, I don't know, fuel air mixture idle thingy. We know we got to mess with it. All right, I don't have a vacuum gauge, but I need to mess with it a little bit and tune in a little more. It would run and drive for a while. I actually got to throw some Berrymans down the carburetor there to help clean out the combustion chamber, and it started running a lot better. I need some more oil for it, and I will be getting some tomorrow. So here's the deal. I'm gonna cut this video here so you guys have seen me take care of the fuel problem. Now, after the fuel problem, there was a wire that was not connected inside the distributor. After I connected the condenser, the wire that actually went from the points to the coil actually came undone. So I found that and I put it back together, and it's ran great ever since. So my plan is, next video I'll be putting oil in it. I'm gonna get a little bit more fuel, figure out back here where I'm gonna route that fuel system up underneath the hood there, like right in there, so I can have fuel strapped in somewhere on an external tank, because I still gotta clean the old one. And I'm gonna air up these tires here, that tire, and then the passenger side front. I'm gonna air those tires up, and we're gonna get this thing driving. I was gonna try to put it all in one video, but I think I'm just gonna send this one out now, because it's gonna be a little bit before I get the oil and I put everything and get the carb dialed in and stuff, and figure out what I'm gonna do with the fuel and everything. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this one out just for video's sake. But what I'd like to ask from you guys, help the community grow. If you guys know anybody that would be interested in watching this, feel free to share it. If you guys like and dislike the video, please tell me why you like it, tell me why you don't. Like, share, all that kind of stuff. I mean, if you don't do that stuff, that's fine. You don't have to do that. I'm not here to yell at you. I'm just here to do what I'm doing. But if you guys seriously would like to see the community grow, feel free to comment and stuff like that. I'll, either comment or put you in the video. Don't matter to me. But tell me, tell me what's going on. I'd like to be doing more of this for a pretty long time. I really enjoy it. So yeah, that's gonna be the end of this video. Thank you guys for watching. This is Damien on Blue Collar. Thank you guys again. You guys have a wonderful day.